Yeah, it's crazy. We already starting to laugh. Welcome everybody to Everybody's Got a Mic. So everybody has a mic. I'm bugging out today.
Yeah, everybody has a
Everybody has a mic. Podcast, episode 10, y'all. Episode 10.
Milestones. Can y'all see me? Milestones.
Right.
Okay.
It's a happy 10th anniversary, guys, from Izzy. She made us DJ Panda.
That's right, DJ Panda.
That's how we doing.
Pure fire.
It's a family show. Not really, but we family friendly for our kids, but fuck your kids.
Hey, man. Come on, dog.
That's where we going.
Thank you, Izzy. Thank you, Izzy, for the love. We appreciate you.
Damn.
But your father is dusting it up already. Your father is dusting it up already, Izzy. All right, my name is Mo, everybody. Motivate You One on Instagram. DJ Motivate You on TikTok, and I DJ, do a little fitness stuff. Don't mind my chesticles. I'm sorry, I haven't realized we do that. Sorry.
We get more followers with the chest out. Let's go.
All right, it's a little chocolate, you know.
Hey, man, listen.
You know. Exactly. And let me make a little statement really quick. Ladies, I apologize if you feel a little upset. Last couple of episodes, I'm not coming at you. Y'all are the queens of the earth. You are the goddesses of the sun. You can do no wrong. I love you. I love you. I love you. We're just talking and we're just saying our opinions. We're not really coming at you. All love, goddesses of the sun. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Steve, what you got? Go for it.
Okay. What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. S.B. Stephen Butler from Instagram, as well as LXB Gallery on Instagram as well for my artwork. I believe in art. Art is beautiful, and it's exuberant. It can do a lot of different things for a lot of different people. It can touch people's lives in a lot of different ways, musically, drawings, paintings, etc., etc. And that's why the lane that I live in, art is life. And that being said, I'm always happy to be here. What's up, JT?
What is going on, everybody? The energy is right. The energy is right. I told y'all. I'm just going to put it out there. Eagles Nation, baby, Bird Gang, all day. Bang, bang, Bird Gang. All right. With that being said, my name is JT Malone, aka the man formerly known as Freak Nasty, aka the man formerly known as the Sneaker Consultant, aka the East Coast legend, rocking his brand new Eagles Super Bowl shirt. We crushed them, and the Eagles did just like East Coast legends are supposed to do, ripping your heads off and showing them to you before you die. We talking to you, Patty Mahomes. Ripped your head off 6 times, picked you off 2 times. We destroying cats out here. We might be the 3-peat. I'm putting that energy out there. And I did call Eagles by 17, and we won by 18.
You did.
I predicted the wrong Super Bowl MVP, but it don't matter because a victory is a victory. That's a victory. And if anybody deserved to be Super Bowl MVP, it was Jalen Hurts for what he'd been through in his career to get to this point. He's the most forgotten. They try to act like Brock Purdy was better than him. I'm coming for your head, Steve. Hey, watching man. From home this year. He got to the Super Bowl last year. He got slapped up. Okay.
Last time we saw y'all, we busted y'all up. That's all I got to say. All right, cool. Man.
When?
What do you mean? We saw y'all last year in the playoffs, man, and we slapped you cats.
Guess what?
Get to where we needed to be. I'm not.
You didn't get nowhere though.
Congratulations.
You're a champion.
You're a champion. Y'all ain't beat us though. You know what I'm saying? So y'all ain't beat us.
Okay.
You know. All right. Cool. Well,
you can't even make the playoffs. So
all right, it's cool.
You can't make the playoffs.
But anyway.
It don't matter.
Congratulations, dog. Congratulations.
Thank you. All right, who going first? Money, you going? Fly, Eagles, fly.
On that note, I think I should go. All right, fellas. This may be a 2-in-1 question, but just bear with me here. Access. Dang, I mean, dang, Steve. Did I say something wrong?
I mean,
Dang, brother.
it's a strong word right there, dog.
Absolutely. Access. So my question to you guys, and I'm gonna put a little bit more sauce on it. Do we have too much access in 2025? Meaning, do we have too much access in food, uh, social media access to, you could say, to what you want to watch anytime you want to watch it, or actually access to seeing and possibly being with the opposite sex because of the access of your phone, Google's, Google's, all these different things, YouTube. Do we have too much access? And and if that's the case, if yes, are we lazy? Does the access make us lazier? Yes or no?
All right, I'll start off. We have a ton of access. We have too much access, I feel, nowadays. And second part, it does make us lazier. I feel people are stupider now than they've ever been at any time in society. And you literally have a supercomputer in your pocket at all times. And people take no pride in picking that phone up and Googling something of substance to actually learn something. You know what everybody Googles? What's the hottest song out right now? What's that crazy meme? Murder porn. Murder porn. If you don't know what murder porn is, that's when the police kill somebody, somebody getting hit by a car, plane crashes,
Really?
all types of crazy stuff. I don't watch when the police kill people. That's murder porn. Like, we didn't have that when we were kids. Like, we had the faces of death.
I was about to say, didn't we have like the faces of death? But you had to like you had to buy that.
You had to go hard to buy it. You had to have somebody over the age of 18 to 21 to get it at most places. I remember, I can't remember. Oh, Faces of Death, got the Faces of Death from the Port Chester Flea Market, which is now a Target, by the way, if you didn't know. Hurts my soul that the Port Chester Flea Market is a Target now. Yes, whole Target in the same spot. I seen it on the train one day and I almost cried. The point I'm making is, if we wanted to see murder porn, if we wanted to see regular porn, you had to know somebody who had a tape. You had to come across a magazine. It wasn't in the palm of your hand. So where I'm going with that is, yes, there's too much access. Like, come on now. Like, when you used to want to know, you know how you learned what you liked in the bedroom back when we were coming up? You had to try stuff and figure out what worked, what didn't work, what you was into, what you didn't into. Now, kids can just get on their phone and you can see everything. I'm still surprised at some of the stuff I come across when I'm on my phone, looking through the glossary.
Crazy algorithm is nuts. Some of the stuff you was saying, I'd be like, come on, dog.
Yo, my algorithm's fried, died, to the side, fried again, and then somebody hung it out. They battered it again, they fried it again. That's how fried my algorithm is. Like, I got a detox. It's so fried. But that's what I mean. Like, the laziness of it. My algorithm is not filled with scholarly people giving me sound advice on the future. It was at one point when I purged my IG back in 2020, right before COVID hit. which I'm glad I did, because it was all dancing and, twerk videos and all of that. Because, again, like you said, the access. I didn't have access to that. I don't have, you don't have to go to a strip club to see nothing. It's right on your phone. But yeah, man, I mean, at the end of the day, we got access to too much, but people access the wrong information. We don't access the information that can elevate you. And that I shouldn't say we. The majority of people, the masses, don't access information that can elevate you. Prime example, all these people are mad about the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show. It was there were no white people in there. Y'all just said y'all didn't want diversity and inclusion. It means we don't got to have y'all on our shows no more. See how that works, people? But he had mentioned 40 acres and a mule. And people were like, I read comments. What does 40 acres and a mule mean? What is he talking about? Y'all don't even know American history, and you live in America and you claim to be American. And not only that, you don't even pick your phone up to Google to see what somebody's talking about. You just rather be stupid, get in the comments, talk ignorant, and then a person like me, I've stayed out the comments because I'm happy. I'm still in the Super Bowl high. I didn't play, but it is what it is. But the point I'm making is there are other people who live in the comments that look to roast people and chop your head off for being ignorant. And they're having a field day on you people this week because you people are ignorant. You people you don't want to learn. All you want is quick access. You want a quick laugh. You want to see that somebody's life is worse than yours, because that's what we all do. When it comes to these phones and reality TV clips and all the stuff you can see on your phone, that's what it comes down to. Like, I just showed y'all my background on my phone. Oh, hold up. That's $70,000 right there.
Yeah, I like that.
On the back of my phone. Because for me, every time I look at my phone, I know that at my lowest, I can go out and get 70 G's. Because that's how I feel. That's how I use my technology. Now, again, do I partake in all of the other things that a phone in this age can offer? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I do try to make sure I get my knowledge in on the phone. If you watch my stories, you'll see a lot of motivational, inspirational things on there, because as crazy as I come across, as wild as I am, at the end of the day, I'm a very positive person. I just keep it real. And to a lot of you people, you don't know what keeping it real is. So I come across as being a little live wire, a little crazy, all of that type of stuff. No, I just don't follow the group. And at the end of the day, I know that my phone or this laptop that I'm using right now can make me $1 million. And it could also make me spend $1 million. Where do you want to be on your algorithm, or whatever? Because like I said, mine's fried at the moment. So don't be like me. Don't fry yours. Build yourself up. Learn something. Get some knowledge with this. Because this is the greatest technological age that we know about. Because we have no idea what was here before, because the people in charge, their ancestors burned all the libraries. But I digress. End of the day, get your knowledge on these phones and these devices. Access is making people dumber. I feel like when I was in high school, they told us the average person read on a 6th grade reading level. And that's what the New York Times was at. I think a 6th grade or 8th grade reading level in the late 90s. I feel like most people are at a 3rd grade reading level at this point. Your attention spans is too low. You don't like the touch and feel of a paper book no more, because you're used to electronics, but you're only using the electronics to buy, masturbate, and watch crazy stuff. So that's how I feel about it. Steve, hit us.
Well, solid statements. Nowadays, nobody understands what it's like having to get those DVDs. DVDs access was a completely different animal. Oh man. Anyway, so that being said, and I say that a lot, but I think that access is a double-edged sword. It works in both ways, right? We have way too much, but we use it for all the wrong things. There's a fraction of people that actually do, tap into the internet and use it for a positive thought, or they think of something that they never heard of before and they go up and read it. But like you said, Justin, a lot of people's attention spans are super small. And the glutton in the access that we have to food, like you said as well, Mo, and the porn and the this and the that and the buying things. It happens way too often, and people just glutton themselves on it. One of the highest rated Google searches as well, Justin, is best restaurants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's the best restaurant that I go to in this city or that city, or so that way they can go try this food or that food, and because somebody recommended it. I feel like we get lost in technology. I saw something about 2 weeks ago where a girl was in the middle of her college exam and she chat GBT, whatever, chat TPT. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
she used that technology to figure out what the professor was talking about in minutes. And he got mad. He was like, "Yo, get out of my class." He was like, "Get the fuck out of my class right now," because
He's right.
they don't take the time. People don't take the time to actually absorb the information that's being given to them. They would rather speak to this device, or not device, but this intelligence, and have them give the answer for them. I know people that literally have saved their jobs off the strength of using that technology. I know people that do their resumes off the strength of that technology, and it's just literally you just saying, "Hey, help me fix this for this reason." And it's like, okay. And then it goes out and does it for you. And all you're doing is sitting there and watching it do it and say, "Hey, that's pretty cool. I'm going to use it now." And now you save a business that's dying. You know what I mean? And because it told you how to do it, versus you learning and putting in work to figure out what it was that you needed to do. Or you see this everybody scrolls on their social media and see somebody doing some kind of food critic, regardless of what your algorithm is like. Somebody's gonna be like, "This tastes great," because
Yeah.
they're out there doing and going to this place, and you need to come to this place in the Bronx. They got the best sandwiches of all time. It's like we see it, we're like fed it so often, and it just literally stirs people in certain directions, whether it's right or wrong. So I feel like it's a strength and also a weakness. If it's used wrong, it's definitely a weakness. If it's used to embrace and empower people, empower yourself the right way, yeah, that talking to that thing and having it help you is cool. But doing the research and the knowledge, something that you said a second ago, Justin, that really stood out to me is the burning of the books. That is some real stuff. There's real stuff that they went out of their way to erase history just because they wanted to. And you know, I really enjoyed that halftime show. I thought it was dope. Thought it was dope from top to bottom. It was real hip hop, and it was real culture. It was real for the people. And if you, as a person, whether you black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian, if it went over your head, then you were not supposed to understand what it was about. You were lost to what the struggle truly is. And that's just what I got to say about that. More money. Talk to me, man. How you feel?
Oh, well, before you go, I was going to say the food places. They show you all these food places. Oh, that looks so good. And you go there and it's average.
I don't understand that, yo.
Right?
Everybody has different taste buds. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I've had somebody more recently this past week tell me this one thing, right? He said that there's a universal beauty. He was like, "Yo, there's a universal attractive." He said, "Hey, and everybody looks at this one person, they can say they're attractive for whatever reason." And I told him, "Bro, that is not true. That does not
Sure is.
exist. What I think is attractive, you may not think is attractive, and vice versa, et cetera, et cetera. My taste buds don't match Justin's or Mo's. So they can eat something and say it's delicious, and I can eat something and say, yo, it's pure trash. You can't tell me what's good and what's not. And that goes for all critics. I don't know why critics exist, to be honest with you. It's all opinionated. And everybody's like, his opinion is great. So since his opinion is great, my opinion is going to be his opinion. Fuck that. Go experience it, and
Have
then
your
find
own
out what you
opinion.
like. Whether it's a video game, whether it's a book or that somebody recommended, or etc. etc. Don't allow the critics to predict what's good and what's not. I hate that. One person can't tell the masses, which it actually happens in reality, but one person can't tell the masses that that fried chicken tastes like shit when somebody ain't even eat before.
Mm.
Right. Let me sign it. Go ahead, Mo.
Well, you pretty much getting to where I was getting at the end, where you just said that regarding the food. So people have just gotten very lazy, and they're so lazy, and they get on this phone, the screen, and they let people dictate what's good and what's not to them, and they're okay with it because that person's in their face, and that big forehead is in their face, telling them exactly what they're gonna do or what it is, and they believe it. They don't want to go out and experience it. Some people, they don't want, a lot of people don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work, and they want things easier and easier and easier. So they've gotten less, they're dumb.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to say it anyway. They're dumb as hell.
Smooth brains.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've never seen so many people dumb as rocks in my life.
Yes.
And they think they know everything. They think they know everything.
Mm-hmm.
They think they know everything about your profession. They think they know everything about this, that, and the third. And they don't know a damn thing because they, first of all, don't research it, and it's not their field. It's not their field. I don't go around thinking I know everything about plumbing. You know why? Because I'm not a plumber. That plumber needs to come over here and fix what he needs to fix, and I need to pay that plumber.
Yep.
Bottom line, there's certain things I know I can't do. I'm not effing up that toilet or that sink more than it needs to be messed with. I'm not doing it. I know my limitations. You got to understand your limitations as well, and understand that there are people that work for what they work for and do what they do. But a lot of times with the access, some people think they are so much know-it-alls from somebody else's opinion.
Yes.
They will not go and do the research. Remember, we had things called encyclopedias.
Yes.
Oh man,
And we had a thing called the library.
I lived in the Newark Library for probably 2 years of my life at one point.
Oh, such a good time too. It's something about books, man. Something about filling the paper and the page turning for me does it. But audiobooks are good if you're on the go. I guess audiobooks are really good if you're on the go and you're moving, and you're driving. But something about a page and turning it.
Yeah.
I
feel like I'm learning something when I turn that page, honestly.
How I got into high English classes is because every Friday, every Saturday, my mom used to take me to the comic book store. And I would pick out some comics. I would read them every weekend, boom, 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 read. And you keep reading these different things, and you keep on learning these different words.
Yes.
Comics ain't just for kids now. Comics got some stuff up in there.
I used to, me and Sack used to say some crazy stuff about comics, man. But comics are definitely equally as enticing as any kind of novel. Graphic novels are equally as dope as the novels that people have written and have read throughout all of the years, man. It's just that they have images, which again, let's bring it back to art, right? Like I love art, and that's what it's about, man. Like I hate that people hate on comic books. Like again, all three of us have been to comic cons multiple times, so you gotta respect it.
You could take comic off of it. People hate on books in general.
They do.
Solid.
In general.
Barnes and Noble, man. Barnes and Nobles. I used to just ride.
When they got rid of the Barnes and Nobles in
liquor
town,
store.
That was the worst.
I remember it's a Planet Fitness or something.
It's Planet Fitness now. Yes, when I drove
Barnes
through,
and Noble should still be there. I hate that it's not there.
It's maybe one or two around me at the moment, and down here in Jersey. But some of my earliest memories in life is going to the library and going to check books out and the read, you know, even the little readings that they would do where they'd have like the librarian would like read a book. Like I remember my grandmother used to watch me and we used to walk to the library and they'd read a book and then I go check a book out. My mom would take me to the library all the time. Those are some of the earliest memories of my life was the library. So yeah, to you middle Americans that never met a black person before, we love to read, just so you know that. Like we love to read. You
Figured
know,
out
we're
how
not
to do
really
it
do.
without you know being oppressed. Figured out how to read when we were being oppressed, and if you were a black person that read, you were, you know,
killed,
basically dangerous.
killed.
You know what I mean? And back to the burning of the books. They burnt
Yep.
our shit.
Yeah,
Burned a lot of shit.
and if reading wasn't so important, why wouldn't they let slaves do it? So that's
Information.
what y'all people need to realize. The dumber you get, the more they can sell you whatever they want to sell you. And one day you will be working for free and thinking you did something. Well, I don't have to worry about buying a house because the Walmart Corporation provides me a dorm in the parking lot. And that's what y'all is about to be, working for free at Walmart, Target, Amazon. You're going to be living in the dorms because that's what they want. They don't want you to know nothing. Some of you people just want to be taken care of.
Yeah.
It's coming. Keep not reading and see what happened to you.
And see, that's the thing. So I do think we have so much access. But again, guys, I think you hit the nail on the head. Pause. That bottom line, you have the access for everything, but what are you going to use it for? What do you use it for? Are you going to use your phones, your iPads, and your computers to bring something to the world of something positive or something to make you a lot of wealth? You know, a lot of wealth and a lot of money. Are you going to do that? Or are you going to, you know, just waste your time and all of a sudden 2-3 days goes by and you're just looking at Hollywood Unlocked or what is it called? Media. Is it the media?
Media takeout?
They still got that? I don't know if they still got that, but
Yeah, I'm
you know
showing
what
my age saying that.
them blogs, man.
Yeah.
Them blogs all day long and in the comments of the blogs all day long, sending stuff back and forth. And again, I think people do want to try foods. They love trying foods. People do go outside to try foods. And then I think we've gotten big and excessive amounts of weight trying all these foods, these macaroni and cheese hamburgers, macaroni and cheese hamburgers with the donuts on it. You fat donkeys.
The
You fat donkeys. You just lazy, just donkeys. What you gonna eat a damn cheeseburger with a macaroni and cheese on top with a damn with glazed donut paws on there?
Would you say doingtoomuch.com?
Yeah, man, you're doing too much for your paws, your asshole.
Yeah.
Ain't no toilet alive deserve that. Ain't no toilet alive deserve that type of abuse. What's wrong with you? Damn, this is what we become, man. It's actually destroying the toilets. That is crazy, man. How you gonna put that in your body?
Yeah.
And then cry for Ozempic.
I just was gonna say, and then complain when they tell you got high cholesterol, high blood pressure. I'm not gonna hold you. I did have one of those donut sandwiches one time. It didn't have mac and cheese on it, but there was this bar and grill place called Arugas.
You did say that, yeah.
And they had it, and it was actually banging. But I knew when I ate it, I was like, "Oh my god! I feel like a 600-pound life candidate now." I never ordered it again. I felt it in my soul. I knew I had let my ancestors down eating that donut hamburger.
Boondocks.
It was like this wasn't the freedom we fought for, Justin. Like, what are you doing?
Your Luther, dog. That joke was crazy. That sounds. Yeah.
Who got next?
I think I'll go next.
All right.
All right. So this is gonna be interesting to depict. So I saw something while scrolling on Instagram, and it gave a breakdown of 85% of men don't have sex with their wives or partners.
Jesus.
Like, hold up. Let me, let me,
That's
let me.
I'm about to log
I'm
off.
not, no.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
no.
85%
Let
was
me.
85% is a lot. Like
It
when I
is,
hear
but you got to
85%, I was
understand.
like,
Now, hold
whoa.
up. Wait.
That's
So
Eight
I'm
and a
finna say,
half men out of 10.
let me tell you.
Please
So,
repeat it. Repeat it again.
Go on.
all right. So it
Sorry.
said 85% of men. This dude gave a breakdown. It said 85% of men don't have sex with their wives or women the way they would want to because they love them. Like, so the more that they love them, the less that they have the type of sex that they actually are yearning for. Right.
Because who loves them? The women?
The men love the women.
The men love the women, and it's saying that like the decrease in the sexual, like in the sex in the relationship, is mostly due to the man, because the man doesn't do the sex or have the type of sex
Yeah, it's
that
been
he
by
would
a
like to
woman.
have with his wife or girlfriend. And I've asked her, I'll wait until it come around to me, but it's basically saying that dudes love or respect their wives so much that they will not have the aggressive or nasty sex that they actually want. So they say, this is my queen, so I can't do this for my queen, but I can do this with the next chick, type of thing. And I want to know if that applies to the table. If you were in a relationship or whatever the case may be and you did care about somebody, do you want to keep the sex vanilla because you don't want to disrespect them, or do you think the sex should still be turned up? Let's go with Justin.
Yo, that's some bull. I'm just gonna say, and the reason I say that, I feel that was something done by a woman. This study, who did the study? Did they
You
say?
know, I have it. I'll send it to y'all on our group
All
chat.
right.
But
Well,
I don't know who did this. It was a white dude, but then a black dude came on afterwards, and
and he
he
agreed.
said, no, he had a different depiction of the the data that they supposedly did the research on. But that's why I'm asking. Like, I just
Okay.
want to know
All
what
right.
everybody thinks.
So I've heard of guys, men at work, have made comments about they won't do certain things with their wife because she's got to use that mouth to kiss my kids. And I'm just like, I mean, kids come out of a certain place on you, so she should use that mouth for that as well. But the point is that I'm saying is, I don't know, I don't buy that. I mean, if I got the opportunity to do some of the things that, like I said, the options that you can, of the things you can see now, far more exceed what our fathers and our uncles and our grandfathers were able to see, as far as being open-minded towards like what could happen in a sexual encounter with your wife. So I see some of these videos and I'm like, yo, I'd like to try that. It's been my experience that if I bring some of this up, I'm told that, oh, that's gross. I'm not doing that. Okay, I understand. To each his own. You don't want to bend in that way. You're not that flexible. You can't, do these things that I saw the acrobatic gymnast girl, and I like gymnasts, Steve. Do it. But at the end of the day, like I don't believe that. I feel like part of the whole point of getting married is that person, man, your husband is supposed to be your test subject and your wife is supposed to be your test subject. If we being real and we keeping it a buck, that's what it's supposed to be. Like, if I want you to flip on a trampoline 4 times and see if you can land on me and you get the perfect mount, that you the person I'm supposed to be able to try that with. I shouldn't have to go see Tina with the Mina head down the street to see these things. Like, you're supposed to experiment on the person you love. That's how I feel. I mean, as long as you're not trying to hurt them. Again, some people is into that. I'm not per se into that by any means. 50 Shades of Grey was not something that we rocked with in my home. But there are people who like to get the shit beat out of them. And who better to beat the shit out of you than your husband or your wife? I'm a little torn on this one. Like, I think you're supposed to experiment with your spouse, or why are you married? If you got to go and get that sloppy toppy, or the triple backflip mount put on you, like, I just feel that you should be home and you should be getting all of that. Like, that's just me. So I mean, these men who say I can't do it because that's my queen and I love her, I mean, I don't know, man. I think that's a little strange to me personally, because the attraction is usually what gets you your woman in the first place. So I don't know. I feel like that's putting the pussy on the pedestal, and that is not something I do. Okay, I don't do that. It's never on a pedestal. Gotta knock it down every chance you get. Always knock it down. Forever thrusting to eternity to finish wherever you want to finish. And that should not be off limits. That's my point. Some women, not in the face, not on my chest, don't get it in my hair. Just cut all that shit out. Go take a shower, wash that shit. It'll all come out. Ain't nothing permanent that you doing during that activity. Live free, people. Stay freaky. That's all I gotta say. Like, because guess what? If you ain't doing that with your wife, I know a lot of personal trainers that will.
No, come on.
I wasn't gonna say you, Mo. Don't be guilty.
Just slide it over the Mo. It's like, all right, Mo, you next.
Yeah, Mo, let's go.
Chest all out, chest out glistening.
I felt the energy. I just felt it. There's no way I could have dodged it. So I tried to jump into it before he said I ain't talking about. I know you want to talk about me, but it's the profession, and everybody thinks the profession is much yours. That's not true. But you know what? I can't defend everybody. I can only talk about myself. I'm a nice gentleman. But anyway, this man made me look bad though. Somehow, some way.
I said not you. I wasn't saying you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I mean, they had an episode on Tyler Perry House of Pains where the mom, what's her name, Ella, she got a personal trainer and the dude was trying to knock her down. And Ella is, BBW, little lady, look like a grandma, and he was trying to knock her down, Steve. This is primetime TV. So I didn't put the narrative out there. Tyler, you need to highlight Tyler Perry.
Yeah, hey, listen, it's like it's a ranking of the top jobs that do that, and I guess they were listed as one. Yeah, anyway, Ed, it's no here, no there. All right, let's get to your questions.
Mailman knock him down too.
Yeah,
that is a young boy.
They said the fire.
Fireman.
Yeah,
cops.
they said that. Yeah, they were saying, yeah. So I would like to see if you said between the 80 percentile,
85%. Yeah, that's what the dude was saying.
85%. I would love to see the demographics of the demographic of men those are in race. Mm-hmm. I would love to see the breakdown in race of exactly the percentages in race of that, because I hear what you're saying. I just don't believe all the demographics of men. You gotta kind of break down the races, on that specifically. You want to ask the question?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
all right, cool. I mean, I interesting perspective, but is you saying like certain races are freakier than others? That's what you're saying, or?
I'm saying that I know I've heard too much, maybe because of my professions. I've heard too much about scenarios like this and stories like this. So that's why I asked you, I would love to know the race of males that are cherishing their ladies to the point of not wanting to do that with them specifically. but will go out and do it with another woman. Did they get that number? Because they doing it somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't understand this narrative.
I mean, again, I'm gonna have to send you guys the joint so the guy can give the
Absolutely.
breakdown. So, I mean, basically, what he was saying is like these thoughts, and he was putting it all on the men, not saying anything about
Oh
the
no.
woman, right? So he was saying
That's
that
why I don't believe it.
he was literally, he didn't say anything about the woman. He was speaking about how men treat their women in that manner. And I watched all of it. I didn't know that the other guy was going to come in and give his breakdown. So when I originally watched it, I was like, oh, that make no sense. Yeah, but to me personally, but you know, when the other dude came in and gave his breakdown, it was interesting because it was like obviously back and forth between the two. But he was basically saying that it doesn't matter about the women, like, you know, losing their looks or anything like that. It's just more or less that dudes literally are focused on doing sex a certain way or having sex a certain way, and they put the pussy on the pedestal, and you know, they don't treat their wives or, you know, partners from that perspective. And I just was just curious to hear it from other people, because I've had this conversation. I talked to somebody as early as today about this same scenario, and he was like, yeah, I hear what they're saying. But and I talked to another gentleman, and he was like, yo, that's just setting dudes up to go out to the streets.
Absolutely.
It's
So
true.
I think they're doing it somewhere. They're doing it somewhere if they're not doing it with their partner, because, you know, again, she's the queen of the earth. I cannot do that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There's nothing wrong. I mean, listen, look, how you got him is how you got him.
Yeah. And not only that, was not the saying a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed? That's why I don't believe it.
But
That's what we was
again,
all looking for.
yes.
A certain demographic,
A
I
certain
guess.
demographic. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I've
Yeah.
heard too much to know that this is true in a way. This is true in a way. But at the same time, if he's not doing it with them, they're doing it somewhere else. And I'm going to be 100% real on this whole topic in general. And I know this may be a curveball, but when that baby touches down, I repeat, when that baby touches down and actually is here, comes here, gets delivered, all things change. All things change. All things change, y'all. And I'm saying it's going to change for the men and for the women. So men, they're going to sit there and I hate to say that. A lot of men will look at their wife differently, and with the child, I think things change with both people. Well, not really. Maybe not both. Maybe not both. Again, depends on demographics. Some people look at their wives differently, but I think a lot of women, once they have that child with that man, look at him differently as well. They look at him differently. They just
I'm just gonna put it out there because this is what I do. When my wife had my first baby, I was watching the calendar, counting the days until it was time I could get back. Because they got, it's a certain amount of time. You're supposed to wait.
Some people break that, and they have
a lot of people
having like twins.
A lot of people break it, and you end up having
under a year apart.
Under a year. Yeah, under a year apart. My niece and nephew is like that. They in like 7th to 8th grade right now. How is that possible?
7th to 8th grade.
The point I'm making is I counted, I was watching, like, oh, it's almost Dr. said. I can't remember how many weeks, but I was on it. And I know she was mad and she wasn't happy about it.
I don't think sometimes
I was ready. I was ready.
But my point is, that's what I'm trying to say, is that once there's babies and kids involved, I've heard too many stories of people having lack of anything in both genres, like
Yeah.
the shop shutting down there, and now it's about the children, and that's it. Or I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if that's you know if you want kids, that's fine, but I've just seen too many people stop their chemistry and their magic in that way from
because
having
Yeah.
the
kids.
kids,
That
yeah,
happens.
because the
That
kids,
does
kids
happen.
definitely, they definitely throw a
Kids is the
curveball.
is the number one birth control, to be honest.
They drain you, man. They take a lot out of you, dog. Pause. But that being said, damn, I said it again. Um, from my perspective, I like I said, I spoke to a few fellas, and there was two different perspectives. One was like, and I heard some dudes that I worked with, it's my wife. There's no way in the world I'm gonna splash in her face. It's like, you did it before. You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
first
Like,
stage you're supposed to
you know,
splash in,
it's
though.
like, hey,
Where is it supposed to? Never
oh,
mind.
Yeah,
listen,
exactly.
listen. I'm not here for it. But I'm like, yo, you did it before. You got to realize, man, you've met them. When you met them, they were in their peak, or they were doing all types of crazy stuff, and you were like, wow, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
I want
I
this
want
every
this
day.
forever. Yeah, it's
Yep.
like, I want this forever, and then it like slows down. Then you had the kids, and it's like doesn't happen as often, and unfortunately, some dudes step out and they do what they do. But I'm not gonna. Me personally, I don't know about everybody else. I'm just speaking from my perspective. If you was a freak when I met you, we got to
Yes.
continue to keep that freak energy up. There's no
100%.
taking things off the board once it's already been achieved. You know what I'm saying? It's like unlocking achievable moments,
No,
right?
Steve, I heard it said we want to change their mind.
How can you change your mind when you caught me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you use your technique and style to catch me and others, and then you're like, nope, not doing that anymore. It's like,
Isn't it
how
called
could you?
catfish? Isn't it
It
called
is called
catfishing?
That
catfish.
is
Bait and
crazy to me,
switch.
bro.
Bait and
Bait and
switch is
switch.
what it's
But you
called.
know what the
Bait
crazy
and
part? And
switch.
this is what I just told my man today. I said, yo, bro, look, if you don't want to do that with your wife, right? And you step out and you do it with somebody else and you get caught, the next dude is with your wife is going to be doing that with your wife.
Exactly.
Destroying her.
Exactly.
And she's gonna
But she
love
loves
every
it.
second of it.
Love it, 'cause you-
Yeah.
Love every second because she's been wanting it.
my
And you're
God,
just like, I
Let
can't.
Future Drake catch a wife. We all know how those two get down. Let
it's
Future
true.
Drake catch a wife.
It's true.
He giving her to her in Gucci flip flops. He said
It's
it in
true.
the song. He said in the song. Shout out to Future, though. Shout out to Future. Toxic King out there.
I'm out in the PJ.
Yep.
Oh,
I
Yep.
don't
In
know much
head,
about
in the Maybach. All that. He talk crazy and it be somebody else's wife. So
that's kind of crazy. I mean, I heard Future is real big. Pause. That was horrible. I heard Future was
wow.
really big. In Atlanta.
show is
But
over.
yeah, for real, that was just horrible. Jesus Christ.
We'll see y'all later. Have a great night.
Beep, 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 beep.
Wow.
That was disgusting. Anyway, so he's a great artist or whatever the case may be. And I'm not a big fan. I didn't never listen to anything from Future that I walked away from like, yo, this was hard, so
You didn't like Low Life? You ain't
nah,
heard the
I'm not
Yo,
a fan.
I got next time I come to Connecticut, I'm pick you up in the blue Cadillac and I'm gonna play that song for you with them 215s in the trunk. You can be like, okay, I'm a fan.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
it knocks
You know,
so
tough
heavy.
beat is crazy,
Knocks so
but
heavy.
you can't just live off the beat, man.
No, you gotta listen to what he's saying in the song because you would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. What's the name of the song?
Low Life with Future with the Weeknd.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up. I'll look to it
I'm
tonight.
telling you, listen to what he
Listen to it
say,
tonight.
and you're gonna be like, yo, he talking that real Toxic King.
Moral
Talking that talk, bro.
Moral of the story is, if dudes are really out here, putting their wives on this high pedestal, you got to remember that before she met you and after she met you, somebody's not going to, right?
Yeah.
So you need to just keep it the same energy. Mo says it all the time. I keep the same energy. Keep the same energy from the start to finish. If that's the type of stuff that you're into, she needs to know that this is the type of stuff that you're into, and vice versa for him to or her to him. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like if lady likes things done a certain way, dudes, fellas, fall in line and make sure you're there to lay it down the way she likes.
Mhm.
Because that one thing, that one spark, that one thing that you caught this person with, if you take it away, there's a strong possibility that you could lose it by them giving it to someone else. So just be yourself, man. You're a freaky ass. You're a freaky ass. This is how it works.
69 guys gotta be 69
My
guys. That's
God,
it.
yeah, it's just go
That's
after it. It's like this is me. Yeah, like come on, this dude's name is Freak fucking Nasty. Anyway, all right, Justin, it's on you, man. What you got to say tonight?
Oh, we about to get shut down, people. And I'm glad you brought up keep that same energy. Kanye West is out here a Billy times two selling swastika shirts. You got Jack Black on them. You got Leo Cohen writing an open letter to this man saying it's the most disgusting thing in the history of mankind. I'm just saying what I felt he said. I'm not quoting him, so please don't get in the comments. Leo didn't say that, because you, like Leo, can suck it. Okay? Where I'm going with this is on January 20th, we watched another a Billy Nair throw Nazi into windows, the Zig How, I believe it's called. I don't know. Salute 2 times. Once to this crowd, then turned to the American flag and did it. And the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, who is a Jewish organization, gave that man a pass. Now, Kanye West put swastikas on t-shirts. And if you knew anything about the history of the swastika, pre-World War II, for tens of thousands of years, the swastika was a sign of peace. I want to know how you guys feel about the hypocrisy of when a black man says something against the ADL's protected group. Why do we catch hell, but a South African who's a product of apartheid can do it and it's no problem at all? Why do black men catch hell when it comes to race relations and anti-Semitism in the Jewish community? Can you guys please explain it? Because I don't personally understand it. Can you guys break it down? Why the hate for black males when we have anything to say against Jewish people, but other groups can say whatever they want and it's all good? What's that all about? Don't get quiet, fellas. Y'all always talking.
All right, man.
Spit it out.
All right, man. So, God damn it, Kanye West. I didn't. Just to let you know how out the loop I am. I didn't even know he did that. I do remember hearing something about him coming out with a shirt, but I didn't know that this shirt, he removed all of his products off of his online website and he was selling this one shirt. I was like, all right, cool. Kanye being Kanye. Did not know that there was a swastika on this shirt, right? So I did not know that information until you just broke it to me now, because I'm just not that deep in the mix, right? But me knowing the little bit of information that I do know, equally as such as yourself, about Japanese allure and all this, that symbol means something completely different than what it was portrayed as when it was used in Hitler's regime, right? So I feel like it has a double-edged sword. Again, people that for thousands of years worshiped that, or not worship, but saw that sign, that symbol, and thought something different. But then the masses' minds were like switched because now it had a negative indentation upon it, right? So I personally I don't really know too much about, the Jewish people or whatever the case may be. And I've, know plenty of Jewish people. But I do know that when it comes to a person of color speaking about, those people, uh, there's always some kind of backlash, i.e., Kyrie Irving, right? They literally dragged that dude down like in front of the masses, and put him on blast and made him feel like he was less of a man because he said that he saw something that intrigued him and he tweeted it. And, they had him begging for his job to play basketball and literally like humiliating him. Yeah.
Extorted money from him. Can we just call it what it is?
Yeah,
Extorted a donation out of him.
Yeah, they did. They did. And it happened, and that sucks. And now, obviously, I don't even that Elon Musk thing is just ridiculous. But again, he may be African, but he looks a lot like the people that are in power, and they allow him to get an amazing amount of power in this country that he's not from. But that's a conversation for another day. I just think that when people like that look like us start to speak upon those values, those people, it kind of hits home because they're literally in a country that they made. You know what I mean? They made Israel, and they don't look like them, and they look like us. That makes sense. So when we start to speak upon things that they don't like, and because they control everything that we, you know, make amazing music, what I'm saying, television, a lot of the platform, everything, since they control so much, it's not so much of a black eye to them when someone that looks like them says something about them than it is versus somebody that doesn't look like them that says something about them, because they are in a place where they are at war for land that does not belong to them, right? And those people that they're at war in, they're fighting with and against, look more like us and more like the people that, in biblical sense, say should be Jewish people. But I mean, it's a touchy subject, and it always will be. And that's all I gotta say, bro. I'm good, man. I'm gonna slide this over to Mo.
Well, for some context, I saw. So I'm not usually on my Facebook actually, but I happened to click on it, and I did see the F Kanye shirts. Kanye shirts
you
now.
sent it to me.
Yeah, and Scarlett Johansson actually came out about that because she was one of the head people leading on the video. The video was AI generated. It wasn't them at all.
Word?
And she says yes. So she says that's very dangerous. She doesn't like that anyway, because we know with Disney sued Disney tried to, anyway. She doesn't want that AI stuff. Like, that's very dangerous. Like, that video is more dangerous than Kanye actually putting out what he put out. That's very dangerous to actually put them on there and people believing that it is them.
Yeah, I just called out some of the people who was in that video. I didn't know that was AI.
AI is dangerous. First off, okay? So just to put some context to it, because a lot of people may not know that. So
Sarah Connor told y'all to stop playing with these AI, man.
Say that one more time.
Sarah Connor told the people to stop playing with the AI back in 1984. Think it's a game? I'm telling you, man. Now even iRobot.
Now we're in the Matrix.
100%.
Go ahead.
So, okay, so let me get back to what you were saying. I just want to put some context on that AI video. You know what's so crazy? First of all, I have love my Jewish brothers and sisters. We got love for y'all. But it really is interesting because, and they know it's interesting. They know it. They know it. They know it too. It's something about seeing a black person say something that could be considered negative towards them, and it just the sensitivity level enrages, it gets larger and larger, it just enrages them, and something needs to be done immediately, especially in somebody has to take money, like they have to get money from them,
Which that makes no sense. You're
they have to
so
get,
hurt. Why you got to take money from me?
and they have to go, we have to go take classes and
Yes.
learn, we have to go take classes and learn, and the rabbi, and we got to, you know, and do all the stuff, you know, we shall overcome, you got to repent and bow down, pause, to our knees for forgiveness, and that won't be good enough still.
Nope.
But besides the point of that, we all did see Elon do what he did. We all saw it, every last one of us. And you know what? My social media was silent night, holy night. All is come, all is bright. I'm telling y'all, silence church mouses to this day. They don't got no F Elon shirts.
Nope.
I ain't seen one. Quiet as all hell. So what you're telling me is that the way that guy looks and the money he has is making you fall back.
Money.
That money, honey, is telling me that you don't want to deal with that. But if the black male has this type of a certain type of money, we got to take it and drown him, and he can't go to these banks anymore. He can't even take his money out of certain places. We have to drain him of his. How dare he? And the end of the day is because, guys, it's just the truth. We're looked at as the lower class. We're looked at as the lowest class in society of America. We are. That's how we're looked at. It's just
not just America, man, in the world.
It's the world.
I just want to say America.
The world. It's the whole world.
We're looked at media based. We are looked at, and it's stemmed from way back that we've been looked. If it's newsworthy, we are the robbers in the news. We are the criminals in the news. We are the rapist. We are the person going down the subway doing something awful to people. We are looked at as that. We are the terrorists of our country. That's how we're looked at.
How many school shooters look like us?
They get quiet about the school shootings as well. 100%. They get as quiet. The school shootings are as quiet as Elon doing that sign.
That shit is crazy.
And at the end of the day, because it wasn't somebody like us. And you know, when George Floyd was getting choked out.
That's murder porn, by the way.
Yeah, in real time for that 9 to 11 minutes or whatever the case may be. I know people personally that was saying he had to do something to do that. You know, he was a bad guy. He did this and the third, blah, 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 blah. He did this, he did that. Yeah. So we're always looked at as doing wrong before doing right. And even if we have done right, we're still looked at, he must have done it the wrong way to do right. And if y'all understand that, you will understand how every single time there's somebody says anything. First of all, the world is oversensitive right now anyway. At the point, no, America's oversensitive right now. Yeah. It's not even good. It's not good to do business in America right now, people. It's not good to do business. We're just oversensitive and everything right now. It's heightened off of the election, the DEI,
daddy.
You know, yeah. And now ICE is coming in. ICE coming in and icing out people. Supposedly Coca-Cola called ICE to deport their Latino community, the Latin community.
All their people there?
The Latin community, they called out to ran out some of these people because they Coca-Cola racist themselves. Y'all know that's how they started off, right?
Oh yeah, they wouldn't sell to black people. That's how Pepsi got popular.
That's how Pepsi got popular, because Coca-Cola refused to sell to black people, and they tried to get a cease and desist to stop Pepsi from from selling to black people. And Pepsi said, "Kick rocks." Pepsi.
Yeah.
Pepsi made Coca-Cola. Pepsi
Everything
made
is
Coca-Cola.
racist.
Yes.
Everything is
Pepsi
racist.
made Coca-Cola bow down and start selling to us because we were moving the needle in sales. Hence Tyrese always Coca-Cola songs. Think about all the people Coca-Cola's got singing and doing stuff for them, spinning around.
Mm-hmm. Pepsi used black people in their national ad campaigns. They were selling their sodas for 20 ounces for the same price, where Coke was selling them 12 ounces, and they was kicking the shit out of Coke, and Coke had no choice but to start selling to black people.
Yep.
They refused to sell to black people.
So now Latinos, that's one of their main supporters of the product. So guess what they're happening to their money? It's not looking too good.
Mexican Coke is banging too.
And the what else? Think about with Target DEI, they lost $54 billion. You know, $54 billion this past weekend, I think.
Yo, my cousin's been sending me a lot of stuff, yo. She's been flooding me, older cousin. Shout out to you, Tunisia. And it's like how we got like blocking out all these places that got rid of a lot of stuff. It's like she's like, on this date, you gotta start, don't shop here, don't go here, don't order from Amazon, don't do this, don't do that.
That's February 28th.
February 28th is when it's supposed to start up.
I did not know. Okay.
And I'm like, you know what? Like my man Mo Brown says, if you can't stand for nothing, then you can fall for anything.
100%.
So, you know.
Bottom line is, why I'm bringing all that up is just that we move the needle in sales. We move the needle in sales with a lot of things as consumers. Now, the people, we're supposed to be consumers. We're not supposed to say anything about anything. We're supposed to consume, and we're supposed to entertain and do.
That's it.
Don't you dare speak out and say anything of how you feel about a damn thing. And a lot of the owners are the people Kanye may be speaking about, or other people may be speaking about. And I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I'm saying that he has actually exposed. He has exposed the hypocrisy in a lot of people, and a lot of people in their actions. He's forced it out of them. Not saying it's right. Not saying it's right, because I done told these two gentlemen, they remember when I told them, I'm backing away from this guy. Y'all can keep rolling with him. I'm not rolling. Yeah, he doubled down, and it was back when that man took that award show. He ran up there, stumbling up there, over there twerking for Beyonce. When Taylor Swift won that first MTV award, I was like, yo, that dude's liable to do that to that young girl, that young white blonde girl. He liable to do anything. I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna leave that man alone. Oh, this music. Nah. Then they came with the George Bush. But nobody had nothing to say when he said George Bush don't like black people. He said that.
He got ran through the mud. I worked at a job in Bethany, Connecticut. Literally nothing out there. Some houses in the place that I was working, and it was a lot of good old boys that worked at this chemical plant I was working at, and they used to listen to all those dudes from Rush Limbaugh to Glenn Beck, and for 3 weeks straight, all they talked about was Kanye West on their shows.
Oh, really? Because
after he said the George Bush thing,
George Bush don't like black people. I remember Mike Myers was sitting there. He was like,
shocked.
Live TV. I said,
yeah, it was hilarious.
I never laughed so hard in my life.
And I said, then I messaged Jesus. I was like, told you that dude ain't right. But you know what?
He not right, but he be
hold on
right.
Hold on.
Sometimes.
JT, think about it. I'm not saying that I know what you mean. He's not right, but he's right sometimes. Listen. Hey, y'all. Let's think about it like this. Isn't Kanye West diagnosed with mental health?
Yeah, he should get a pass.
Won't you get a pass for having mental health?
He should get a
Don't
pass.
we do? Don't we do that now in America?
We do it to school shooters. They get a pass.
Yeah, he get a
Last
pass
time I
every
checked, he
time.
ain't killed nobody.
This one interview, not interview, but there was, I know y'all probably seen it, where Kanye was standing in front of like all these people, and this black dude got up and he spoke about how he felt. That verbatim is literally how I feel about Kanye West.
Well,
I
Van
feel that way.
Lathan at TMZ.
Yeah, gave him the business. That's pause. I'll say. I feel like that is exactly how I feel about Kanye West. I know, and like I said at the top, introducing myself, art is life. You know what I mean? And he is one amazing artist, from drawing and painting and music and beats, and he's a phenomenal artist. And what I've learned is that you don't have to like the person to appreciate the art, right? So when that dude gave that breakdown about how he felt about Kanye in that moment, I felt every word that he said in that moment, and I still feel that way today. um do I appreciate his artwork and his art? Yes, I do. But I do look at him like, yo, he's can sometimes put a black eye on our faces. Nobody was happy when he was rocking that "Make America Great Again" hat, when he sat there with our now president, and was sitting there all smiling, and nobody liked that nonsense then. Right now, he wasn't doing it. He didn't do it this past presidency or whatever. Him running, he was more low, but Kanye's Kanye. He does wild stuff, and
Don't forget though.
Zero. Do you remember slavery was a choice? I never seen no other community say anything about it.
No, they didn't
He
say
didn't.
nothing.
He didn't get any bank accounts taken away from him.
Nope.
Then he didn't get out. He didn't. There's
But
no. Because my point is, if it don't hit your backyard, you're not thinking about it. No care about it. And that's my whole thing with energy, keeping the same energy.
That's why I wanted to bring that to this topic up, because we were talking about keeping the same energy. And I'm going to give my disclaimer too. I have no problem with Jewish people. I have a problem with the reaction of the ADL, who claims to represent Jewish people. If you have a problem with people saying things, negative connotations against Jewish people, you have to keep the same energy. If you want people on your side when some real shit hits the fan, the hypocrisy has to stop. You can't let people say nothing bad about you. That's where I'm trying to put the needle for our people at this point. I'm shutting people down at this point. We all seen the video. I made the video about Fat Joe. It blew up on the internet. Next thing you know, Fat Joe does a show. He's getting booed off the stage. Fat Joe ain't did a show since. Okay?
And that's the thing
He
too.
had a new album drop.
Yeah. That's the thing. And that's honestly, y'all, but behind the scenes, that's what me and JC talk about a lot. Was like, yo, it's like we debate a lot of different things, but he is all about, my whole thing is consistency.
That's
Consistency. Like, we can't like somebody we can't roll with somebody one day and then all of a sudden be like, no, we're not doing that. Like, we can't do that. We can't keep we don't accept this energy here one day. Now all of a sudden somebody's doing something here and we're like, oh yeah, they're great. Oh, no, sit down somewhere. Sit this one out.
Yeah,
Sit
just
this one
chill
out. Sit this
That's
one
all.
out. Just like you voted for who you voted for. Now don't go repenting back now. Don't cry now. Don't cry now.
That joint I sent y'all in the group chat, all the red
same.
states that voted for him, and the teacher that was sitting there she's like, I didn't know it was gonna be like this. It's like, you live in the state that voted for this dude, and now all of a sudden when they start to pull away from the education, and you're a teacher, you're like, I can't believe it. And you know what? We're off topic.
We're off topic.
Yeah.
All right. So where I'm going, like I said, I mean, we seen it happen to Nick Cannon. We seen it happen to Professor Griff. Professor Griff was part of the reason Nick Cannon caught his backlash, because they felt Nick Cannon didn't speak up enough for their people. Nick Cannon ain't one of y'all. Why you got to speak up for y'all? Y'all got a whole group that protects when black people, only black people, say something wrong. You let white supremacists walk around with the swastika on flags. Where y'all at then? Why y'all don't run down on them? These are my questions. There's no hate or malice in my question. I have the right as a citizen of this planet to question everything. You cannot tell me what I can't question. You can silence my voice. So if I'm not on here next week and, they got somebody else sitting here with 3 AKAs, you know why? Because they were told to take me off the show. But the point I'm making is, just keep the same energy. That's all I want. If it's a problem when Kanye West says something, it's got to be a problem when Elon Musk says it. It's got to be a problem when you got white supremacists with the swastikas walking down the street in Philadelphia and Louisville. I need y'all out there running down on those cats. I need y'all figuring out who they are and tapping their bank accounts too. We need the same energy across the board. If we are all, God's children, at the end of the day, shouldn't we always ride for the same thing? You shouldn't be picking and choosing who your enemy is. I shouldn't even say that. You're showing us that you think we're your enemies and that white is right, basically. You can basically do anything, especially as a white male in this country, and say anything about any group of people, because at the end of the day, are y'all afraid of them? And you're not afraid of us because you see us you think we at the bottom of the totem. But I mean, all your business puts y'all at the top of our scrotums. Lee or Cohen, you got all this crazy stuff to say about Kanye in the open letter. I'm pretty sure you made millions of dollars off that man at some point in his career because he was signed to Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Stop the cap, bro. How many murder raps have you put out? Name me a conscious rapper that Lee or Cohen has put out in the past 20 years. This man went on the Breakfast Club, and when they asked him that question, he said, I got a family to feed. So did Kanye. So does Deshaun Jackson. So does Nick Cannon. So did Professor Griff. Y'all can't try to come at Ice Cube because he said a Jew separated his crew on a diss song. And Jerry Heller tried to sue him, and Jerry Heller tried to get the Anti-Defamation League on him. And Ice Cube had to start running with the Fruit of Islam. That became his protection. Farrakhan got him to back off of Ice Cube. So at the end of the day, Farrakhan's another one that's on the list that they always hating on. We'll take things that he's saying, clip it together to make it seem like he said something so foul, and he's not. If you ever listen to that man,
they can't stand that man, dog.
For real, I'm just saying, if you listen to him speak, I'm not defending nothing he says. I'm saying if you listen to him speak, it's well educated, it's eloquent, it's to a point. The man will stand there and pull out a violin and will play you the most elegant music you've ever heard in your life. But because he doesn't believe the same way you believe, he's a racist. He's wishing for death of your people. We can disagree about things. I thought that was what the world was about. You don't always have to disagree with everybody. Why can't you agree to disagree sometimes? Why do you have to come after my people when we say anything?
It's how you say it. It's how you say it. And if anyone views anything as hate, then it's on to the break of dawn, especially if you are a male that looks, like us.
When I saw Peter Rosenberg take Kanye West aside in a tweet after Elon Musk did his little salute, and he was like, yo, the hypocrisy is crazy. You go after every black man anytime they say anything, and then you let a white South African product of apartheid. I always will put that out there because let's not pretend, people. That's where the man is from. That's what he's a product of. Like, can you give him a pass?
It was wild to me.
That. I don't like that.
Wild.
And that's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any ideology. I don't like you giving certain people passes. Period. Either everybody gets the rage and has to donate money, which I don't understand why we have to donate money anyway, because I don't see Leo Cohen donating to the United Negro College Fund, and his body count is through the roof with all the people, black men he didn't have killed with his music. You know how many people probably the block got spun on listening to his new drill rappers that he signs? All they do is talk about murdering people,
which he knows that they're possibly going to get killed, and they have an insurance policy on them. So they get double the.
They get double paid.
It's a mess.
But again, I'm not supposed to talk about that. That's what y'all are doing to these young black men out here. But a man puts a T-shirt up, and you got an open letter talking about how it's the most disgusting thing in the world. And I mean, I've seen some clips of what's happening in Gaza right now. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to close on that because that's very disgusting.
Did y'all ever see this old interview? I'll find it. Did you ever see this about Denzel Washington speaking somewhat about this? We talk about a movie. Yeah. They wanted him to play some slave. He was on like a show too, like Steve, like a night show. And he was saying this years ago. He was speaking about them wanting him to be a slave, have the chains around him, neck up there, be hung, and then they were like laughing, like like keying, right? And then the audience started laughing because the way he was laughing, right? He said, but I told them, I'm not going to do that. They said, why not? He said, well, how about somebody went to you and said, and broke down everything that happened in their situation, the way they looked. Way they looked at him. He said, exactly. He said, you see how you're looking at me? You see how you're looking at me? That's how I'm looking at you in my mind. He said, exactly.
And they didn't press the issue.
They couldn't, and they were done with it, but they couldn't correlate it. And so he had to get that descriptive.
It's so crazy that it comes to that, right? Like, it's so crazy that, going back to what you said a second ago, Mo, we're at the bottom. No matter how it goes, we're at
the bottom. We lower than the bottom, dog.
They're gonna look at it like people's minds. But the problem is, of course, the truest problem is we are so powerful, and that's why they have to keep us suppressed.
Well, it's deeper too, and it's the fact that if that person has $1 billion, or if Kyrie has $300 million net worth, right? That's too much money for that lower class dude to be talking like that.
You remember Kyrie was saying that he wanted to start his own league? Remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
If that would have came to fruition, the NBA would be in trouble.
People
they hated on him.
Listen,
they hated on him. They hated on him about that. They hated on him about the flat earth theory. They literally beat him over the head.
That's honestly still something. I think something Maverick Carter was talking about too. One of LeBron's confidants talk about that too. Listen, the NBA better be careful, because now you have a lot of players that are getting older now that will be leaving soon with a lot of money and a lot of resources.
Imagine if LeBron go and play in the Big Three.
It's not even that, Jay-Z. Think about it like this. Imagine if they don't let LeBron or these people, these basketball players, own a team.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a big issue, because I tell you what, there's a Middle East people that we know that would love.
Oh, yeah.
For LeBron and Kyrie to come on over and create their own league, their own money and their own players, and their TV rights and the deals. Be careful. The last thing you want, and that's the, and I'm going to leave it at this. Last thing you want is to have some black folk with some money and some creativity, and you don't let them in on what you're doing.
Oh, I mean, Kobe Bryant was supposed to be starting the basketball league in China. Okay, that's all I got to say.
Kobe.
That's all I got to say.
So on that note, peoples, we out on this.
Episode 10. Well, shout out to y'all, man.
Milestones, people.
Dedication.
Right.
Coming together, being rock solid, conversating all the time, conversing, I should say. Appreciate y'all, man. 10 episodes solid.
Like and subscribe. Without y'all, we nothing. Like and subscribe. Argue in the comments.
Comment, do whatever it is that you want to do. We're gonna keep coming with it though. Pause. I'm pausing my line tonight.
Yeah,
you got a lot of. You was pause heavy today.
Yeah, wow. Now, man, he took my role. So
Shame on me.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, episode 10. We are out of here, y'all. Love, blessings, peace, hair grease, and just remember, we're just trying to keep people accountable to the same energy that you've been having. 2025, we have to start keeping the same energy and stop flip-flopping around. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot that's coming. We know it's a lot that's coming through your phones and so much information so fast. But don't let that dictate you. Do some research. Do a little research. Read something and stop letting somebody tell you something always. On that note, blessings, love. We appreciate y'all. Episode 10, and we got more coming your way real soon. All love. Everybody's gonna mic. Podcast episode 10. We are out.
Please be safe until the next time. Peace.